This message won't apply to everyone, but if it resonates, then it's for you. You were nearly trapped in a situation that would have drained you emotionally, mentally, maybe even financially. Someone tried to lure you into a space that you never truly belonged in, hoping you wouldn't notice the red flags waving right in your face. They thought you were naive. They assumed you were desperate for attention, love, or help. But what they didn't realize was, you've done the work. You've healed through too much to fall for something that isn't aligned with your peace anymore. These people didn't have your best interests at heart. They knew the situation wasn't good for you. They knew it would limit your growth, rob you of your joy, and lock you into a cycle of stress. But they didn't care. Their focus was on what they could gain from you, not what they could build with you. Some of them saw you as a stepping stone. Others saw you as a source of energy, money, validation, or support. They weren't looking at you as a whole person. They were looking at you as an opportunity. And that's where everything went wrong. You weren't looking for someone to save. You weren't out here trying to rescue people who had no intention of growing, but they mistook your kindness for weakness. They saw your calm energy and assumed they could manipulate you, but they couldn't. You sensed something was off. Maybe you couldn't explain it right away, but your spirit felt it. The way they acted, overly sweet, overly present, like it was all too good to be true. And it was. Their intentions were never pure. They were setting a trap. Fortunately, you didn't fall for it. You may have danced on the edge of it. You may have considered giving them the benefit of the doubt. But when that inner voice started warning you, you listened. You got out quickly. You saved yourself. Now here's the part they didn't expect. They didn't expect you to see through the mask. They didn't think you were intuitive enough or experienced enough to recognize the pattern. But you are. You've been here before. This isn't your first time being targeted by someone with selfish motives. They treated you nicely, but only when they thought they had control. The moment they realized you weren't going to play into their plan, they shifted. You saw the attitude change, the tone, the coldness, the frustration. That was the real them. That shift confirmed everything. They didn't love you. They loved the access you could give them. They didn't want partnership. They wanted control. And when they couldn't have it, they turned sour. But you didn't panic. You didn't react in anger. You simply backed away. That was growth. That was power. That was you choosing peace over pressure. The old you might have stayed. The healed you knew better. And maybe this isn't the first time someone tried to pull this move on you. Maybe this is a recurring theme in your life. People trying to trap you with sweet words and fake love, only to reveal their true intentions when they realize you're not easy to manipulate. But this time was different. You didn't ignore the signs. You honored your intuition. You said, "Not again, not this time." That boundary you set, it protected your destiny. People like that are takers. They show up empty, expecting you to fill them up and carry the weight of their life on your back. And once they drain you, they move on. You saw that cycle ahead of time, and you dodged it. They saw you as a fixer, but you've outgrown that role. You're no longer the person who breaks your own spirit to patch up someone else's. You now protect your energy the way you should have done years ago. And that's powerful. Yes, they'll talk about you. They'll call you selfish, cold, arrogant, but none of that matters. Because you didn't leave them. You escaped the trap. And deep down, they know it too. If they had really cared about you, they would have built with you, not plotted against you. But their loss is not your burden. You're not responsible for their healing, only for your peace. Now you walk away wiser, stronger, sharper. That situation was never your home. It was a test, and you passed it with clarity and courage. So if you feel guilty for protecting yourself, let it go. If you feel uncertain about walking away, trust this. Your spirit led you out of something that was meant to block your blessings. That is protection, not punishment. Keep walking in alignment. Keep trusting your intuition. You are divinely guided even when you don't understand it in the moment. And the more you honor that voice within, the more traps you'll avoid, and the more peace you'll step into. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, thank you for revealing the truth behind false intentions. Even when I doubted myself, you helped me see what was really going on. Thank you for giving me the courage to walk away from situations that didn't honor me, even when it hurt. I now understand that peace is more valuable than temporary comfort. Continue to guide my steps with discernment. Let me see clearly when something isn't aligned with my purpose. Help me sense what words cannot explain. Release me from any guilt for choosing myself. Remind me that boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. I am allowed to say no. Heal the part of me that once thought I had to save everyone. Teach me to support without sacrificing myself. Let me give from abundance, not obligation. For those who approached with manipulation, I release them. I let go of resentment. I choose freedom over bitterness. Thank you for every closed door, every exposed mask, every red flag that helped me avoid deeper pain. Your protection is my foundation. Strengthen my spirit to stay grounded when people switch up. When their love turns cold, let my heart stay warm and my mind stay focused. I no longer seek validation from those who only see my worth when it benefits them. I know who I am, and I know where I'm headed. May I continue to walk in wisdom, clarity, and power, guided by truth, surrounded by peace, and unbothered by distraction. Amen.